We've got an update here from one of the owners of the Unrivaled, and let's be real.
Caitlin Clark, she isn't playing in this first season of the league, but she's open to playing. What is it going to take to get a Caitlin Clark to play next season?
I think everything we're doing, for Caitlin, I feel like it's just been such a whirlwind, coming from college and all that came with that to, being in her first WNBA rookie season. It's just a lot to handle, and there's no break, especially for the rookies. They play for 18 months straight or something crazy like that, just because going from both seasons. And so I know she really needed that little mental break from basketball for a little bit, but all we can do is show her what we have. And I think what we have here is really special. And of course, we're always going to have a spot for her, and hopefully we can make it work in the future.
I think they've got to get much bigger. I think they got to give her $10 million to play in this thing.
The top basketball league is facing big problems. Fewer people are watching, and the number of viewers keeps dropping fast. Even the most well-known players, like Angel Reese, are struggling to attract an audience. The league's ratings are falling, and it seems like nothing is stopping the decline.
If you don't have Caitlin Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing.
Napheesa Collier just made a huge statement that got everyone talking. She thinks Caitlin Clark will eventually play in the Unrivaled League.
Why?
Because the league needs her more than ever. With ratings dropping and fewer people watching, Unrivaled is struggling to stay popular. Collier believes that bringing in a superstar like Clark could help turn things around. Without her, the league might not be able to keep growing or attract enough fans.
You've got no chance of turning a profit if you don't get Caitlin Clark involved in this league. You're not going to get the ratings, which in turn is not going to give you the revenue.
Everyone remembers what happened when Caitlin Clark turned down the $1 million offer from Unrivaled. The league started falling apart almost immediately. It was clear that they were depending on her to bring in viewers and attention. Now, the big question is, will they come back with an even bigger offer to try and convince her to join? And even if they do, would Caitlin even want to play in a league where so many players have openly disrespected her? After everything that has happened, she might not be interested in helping a league that didn't support her from the start.
There's a lot of women in this league that hate her, that cannot stand her, have treated her very badly. Does she really want to help them out?
Stay tuned, because we're about to break everything down. The poor TV ratings, the failed attempt to make Angel Reese a superstar, and why the future of the Unrivaled League depends entirely on Caitlin Clark. If I were running Unrivaled, I would go straight to Caitlin Clark and ask, "What do you need to join us?" Then I would do whatever it takes to get her on board. But the reality is, Caitlin Clark doesn't need this league. She's already the biggest name in women's basketball. That makes her even more valuable. If Unrivaled offers her a big enough paycheck, she might consider playing. Right now, Unrivaled is doing everything it can to stay relevant. They have openly admitted that they need Caitlin Clark to succeed. Napheesa Collier, a WNBA star and one of the league's co-founders, confirmed in an interview that they are holding a spot for Clark, hoping she will join in the future. That statement tells us everything. Unrivaled knows it cannot survive without her. Even though Angel Reese is playing, the league isn't drawing big audiences. If Clark and Reese ever face off against each other in this league, ratings would skyrocket because of Caitlin Clark. While Angel Reese does get attention, it's usually when Caitlin Clark is involved. Collier, speaking on the Run It Back podcast, made it clear that Clark won't be playing in Unrivaled's first season, but hasn't completely ruled out joining in the future. Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw in women's basketball, and without her, many fans just aren't interested. That's a big shift in attitude because, not long ago, Clark rejected a $1 million offer to play in this league. Now, suddenly, Unrivaled is trying to get her back. Why the sudden change? Simple, Unrivaled is failing. Let's be honest, Angel Reese has built a brand around being a major star, but if she was truly a game changer, why aren't more people tuning in to watch her? TNT Sports invested $100 million in Unrivaled, but they're interested in one player, Caitlin Clark. That's why they initially offered her $1 million to join. Unrivaled needs a true superstar, someone who can bring in fans, sell tickets, and attract sponsors. And no one does that better than Caitlin Clark. Wherever she plays, TV ratings soar, arenas sell out, and people from all over tune in. Her impact is undeniable. The WNBA is already seeing record-breaking numbers just because she's in the league. Meanwhile, Unrivaled is struggling. Look at the numbers. The second week of Unrivaled had terrible ratings. Angel Reese's game couldn't even break 100,000 viewers. The league is averaging 194,000 viewers per game, with some games getting as low as 75,000. By comparison, a random St. John's vs. UConn women's college basketball game got 1.45 million viewers. Even RuPaul's Drag Race on MTV had 530,000 viewers, 3 times more than Unrivaled. When a drag competition is beating your league in TV ratings, you have a serious problem. But it's not just about the numbers. Unrivaled has already had to cancel games due to injuries and low player availability. This league isn't built for long-term success. Angel Reese was supposed to be the face of Unrivaled. People thought her popularity in college and on social media would bring millions of viewers. But the truth is, she hasn't made a difference. Being well-known isn't the same as being a real draw. Caitlin Clark is a draw. She moves the needle in ways no one else can. Clark's rookie WNBA games are already breaking records. Indiana Fever vs. Chicago Sky, 2.3 million viewers. Chicago Sky vs. Indiana Fever, 2.25 million viewers. Fever vs. Seattle Storm, 2.2 million viewers. Connecticut Sun vs. Fever, 2.1 million viewers. These numbers are miles ahead of anything Unrivaled is putting up. Unrivaled is failing, and it's clear why. They don't have Caitlin Clark. That's why they're now reportedly considering offering her even more money, possibly up to $10 million, just to get her to play a few games. But here's the big question. Does Caitlin Clark even want to help this league? Think about everything she's been through. Constant disrespect, rough treatment on the court, and outright hostility from some players. Does she really want to save a league filled with players who have spent so much time criticizing her? Unrivaled players have acted like they don't need Clark, but now that the league is failing, they are desperate for her to join. The reality is clear. Without Clark, this league is dead in the water. Clark rejected their initial $1 million offer.
Why?
Because she doesn't need Unrivaled. Here are the real reasons she turned it down. She needed rest. Clark has been playing nonstop for nearly 18 months, leading Iowa to the NCAA championship, going straight into the WNBA draft, and then playing her first pro season. Jumping into another league right away would have been exhausting. Even Napheesa Collier admitted this was a major concern for rookies. The offer was too low. Unrivaled thought $1 million would be enough to convince Clark, but she can make that amount in just a few days through endorsements. She's signed deals with Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm, each worth millions. If Unrivaled really wanted her, they'd have to offer at least $10 million. She didn't want to help players who have disrespected her. Let's not forget that this is the same league where Angel Reese and others have taken shots at Clark, mocking her achievements, downplaying her impact, and criticizing her fan base. Clark has also dealt with rough play and hard fouls all season long. So why would she now turn around and help those same people? If the players in Unrivaled were as big of a draw as they claimed, the league wouldn't be struggling. But without Clark, their viewership has collapsed. By staying out of Unrivaled, Caitlin Clark has exposed the truth. She is the reason women's basketball is growing. Will Clark ever join Unrivaled? Right now, she has no reason to. She's already making history in the WNBA, securing major sponsorships, and playing in packed arenas. But if Unrivaled gets desperate enough to offer $10 million or more, things might change. Even then, the ultimate question remains, does she even want to? Would Clark rather continue dominating the WNBA, where she's already breaking records? Or would she step into a struggling league full of players who have spent more time disrespecting her than supporting her? Unrivaled doesn't just want Caitlin Clark. They need her. And right now, it doesn't look like she needs them at all.